Hey there, welcome to the Junk Drawer. My name is Enzo, and today we are talking about goals. So back in January, I had made a video kind of outlining my goals for the year, my specific doll goals. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of check in. We're about halfway through the year. Have I been doing the stuff I talked about? We'll see. I'm just gonna kind of hit on the points that I talked about in that video. If you haven't watched that video yet, I would suggest doing that first. That way this might make a little more sense. So if you wanna pause, I'll be waiting here, just waiting for you. So before I get into the updates, I want to say that I am still working on reorganizing my space, and that unfortunately has an impact on moving forward with some of my goals. So and once I do that, so once I have like a high level kind of like this is what I have, then I'll be able to kind of move stuff around and figure stuff out. But until I do that, I can't really. My desk where I do customs is like a mess right now. I also don't know what I have. There's some stuff I want to like sell, but. It's kind of a mess right now, so I need to do that first. That's like number one, and I don't even remember if that was a goal of mine, but it's kind of been a roadblock for me, unfortunately. So anyway, that's my disclaimer, I guess. So let's get into the goals. So the first goal that I mentioned was downsizing, and I think I mentioned specifically Rainbow High and Monster High. I think I may have sold a couple Rainbow High and a couple Monster High, but I need to look at them again and decide whether I want to do that, because my Rainbow High collection is actually really small. I just need to like look at them again and be like, okay, do I really, really, really want these? Because it's kind of silly to kind of hold on to stuff that's just takes up space that you're not like really in love with. So I need to do that. Monster High, I feel like I did that. I really took like a hard look at the Monster High stuff that I have on my shelf, and I'm looking at them now. And I think what I have on my shelf is what I'm gonna keep. The only thing I've been adding have been G3 dolls, and not even like a ton of them, but anyway. Another goal that I had was doing customs once a month, and that obviously did not happen. I think I did the first one, and then I had intentions to do one a month, but for some reason, time got away from me, and I have done a few customs. I did like 2 or 3 this year, I think. And but I really do want to do more customs, and I'm going to say this now, I will be getting more into customs because I do want to limit my spending on dolls, just in general. But and I do have a surplus of dolls that need to be customized or whatever. So I think I will be injecting those videos in more often. I'm going to try to do that for the latter half of this year. Budgeting was something I talked about, and I have been pretty good about budgeting, or at least like keeping track. I started a spreadsheet, and this, I don't know if this is like neurotic of me or whatever, but I kept a spreadsheet of all the dolls that I purchased this year. So I have like when I purchased it, how much it was, what brand, what character, whatever, all that fun stuff. So I have like a running tally so far of what I've spent on dolls, and that's not necessarily, I don't know if that's really budgeting. That's more of a, this is how much you've been spending each month. What are you doing? So right now it's kind of a big-ish number, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not. I don't know. I'm not going to share the number right now. I'm gonna wait until next year when I do my yearly recap video. So look for that. But yeah, I have been budgeting. I've also set aside money for my dolls, so I have it so that it automatically goes to the certain account, and that money is money that I can spend on dolls, and not have any kind of concern about it. I obviously have been spending more than that, or not obviously, but I have been spending more than that, and it's just because, with doll releases, sometimes they just kind of spring up on you, and sometimes there are multiple dolls that you want at the same time, and then maybe that's on me. Maybe I do need to be better about picking and choosing and thinking about, is this something that I really, really, really want, or is this something that I can wait for? So that's something that I still need to work on, but I am moving in the right direction as far as budgeting goes. So hopefully I'll be able to kind of nail that part of it down. The next thing I talked about was focusing my collection on male dolls and vintage dolls. And I feel like I've been pretty good about getting male dolls, vintage dolls. I do like vintage dolls, and I do prefer vintage dolls. I would much prefer to buy a vintage doll over a new doll. So new dolls are definitely a lot more critical on purchasing, and it's definitely a thing where it's do I really, really, really want this doll? Vintage dolls, I feel like I'm more willing to spend some money on vintage dolls because they're vintage, and I think they're so interesting, and I'm a packaging nerd, so I love vintage packaging as well. And the last thing I talked about was prioritizing my wish list, my grail list. I think at that point I wasn't really paying attention to it, but since January I have been keeping track of it. I actually have my spending list next to my grail wish list, so I can they're always at top of mind, and I've been graying them out as I get them. And I honestly don't have a ton more on my original wish grail list. I am adding to that list here and there, and I will be putting out a new grail wish list probably next year, but I think I've been pretty good about kind of checking off those boxes. I think at this point, specifically my grail list is stuff that's just too expensive, that I'm never gonna spend that much money on. So there's that, unfortunately. But the wish list stuff is pretty easy. I've been able to slowly but surely check those off, which is good. But yeah, and then I'm excited to kind of make my new list for next year. Oh, and I specifically mentioned She-Ra and Gem. She-Ra, I haven't made much headway on the She-Ra front as far as collecting more She-Ra action figures, unfortunately. But Gem, I was able to purchase an outfit for Gem, so there's that. So yeah, both of those I haven't really had any movement, and yeah, I don't know. I think I might need to reevaluate those items and see I need to take a look at my list as a whole and be okay, let me prioritize, because I haven't really done that. Literally be this is the one that I want first, and then second, and then go down the line. Right now it's just kind of a random list, so maybe I just need to do that with my list. So and not so much I'm gonna collect this brand or this line. So yeah, I don't know, maybe I'll do that. So yeah, there you have it. That is my quick and dirty update, mid-year update on my 2024 doll goals. So yeah, I think overall, I feel like it's been a 50-50, 50% success, 50% failure. So it's fine. It's kind of a wash, but I'm glad it's not all I didn't do anything. So yeah, it's just hard. You know, life gets in the way, as everyone knows, and this is a hobby of mine, so it's not my like number one priority in life. So unfortunately, things have to be attended to, and but I do enjoy collecting in general, and yeah, I try to stick to my goals, but sometimes it's hard. So hopefully I'll be able to come back to you in January 2025 with some good news, or better news, or not better news, but like I'll be able to give you a full, complete update on my 2024 goals with numbers and stuff. But let me know in the comments below if you have, if you set 2024 goals and how you are doing so far in this mid-year check-in. As always, thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please remember to subscribe. And I hope you have a lovely whenever you're watching this, and I will catch you next time.